Talk about a gut punch of a picture which absolutely lives up to and exceeds the hype. I'm so impressed with what I've seen that I can safely say this is one of the best films of the year, and that A Different Man deserves all the praise currently being thrown towards The Substance. It's a far subtler, far more emotional exploration of self-love and loathing, with enough body horror to make you recoil without devolving into Bart Simpson.
Somebody please pay attention to me. Hello, pay attention to me. Look at me. I'm Bart. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
Film Twitter is embarrassing, frankly. You can pretty much be assured that what they praise is nowhere near as good as what it ought to be. A Different Man is so good it has me kicking myself for not having seen Aaron Schwimberg's previous film Chained for Life. That's on the list to be watched at once. So what's the film all about then? We follow Edward, a struggling actor with a facial disfigurement, who is given the opportunity at what the world would consider normalcy by taking an experimental drug to restore his skin. It succeeds, removing tumours from his face and transforms him into a handsome everyman aptly played by Sebastian Stan in the best performance of his career. Edward embraces his new life with zeal, appreciating sex and camaraderie, but soon finds out that he's lost the opportunity to play a part in a theatre production specifically written for him. His neighbour and former crush, Ingrid, believing Edward to be dead from suicide, has written about their relationship as a very tragic story. So Edward dons a mask of his old face and joins the theatre production where he plays a version of his once most despised self. Matters are complicated when Oswald, played perfectly by Adam Pearson, a man who has the same condition as Edward did, but none of his insecurities or self-hate, joins the show. Edward, when faced with this mirror into his own soul, begins to fall apart at the seams as he must address the darkness within him on this highly creative journey of self-discovery. How much of the world's reaction to you is merely an opinion you already have of yourself? If you're into the occult, then I'm sure you've all heard of the phrase, as within, so without. And this is expressed beautifully in A Different Man. Edward, while disfigured, is terrified of the world's reaction to what he has refused to accept about himself. Meanwhile, Oswald, joyously at peace with the cards God has dealt him, which is apt given Pearson's faith and comments on adversity, surrounds himself with love and laughter as he receives back what he puts out into the world. There are still assholes with big mouths, especially in a place like New York City, but that doesn't stop one man from thriving while the other cuts himself off from humanity. The beauty and the beast in this modern fable are both transformed by their perception of self, rather than by the opinion of the world around them. One slight criticism here is that this is very explicitly stated in the film instead of simply being shown to the audience. Now on the direction front, I must firstly mention Woody Allen's influence. Apartment scenes are shot exactly how Woody did during his heyday. By this I mean we have a simple setup with a wide shot that allows the camera to pan, tilt, and ever so slightly move on a dolly track as the characters interact in closed spaces. This places emphasis on the dialogue and body language and helps make otherwise small environments feel spacious. Alongside this, Schwimberg confidently moves between handheld for propulsive moments like arguments and strict formal framing for scenes which are designed to creep under your skin before assaulting you in the face. And I won't say any more there because it'll spoil a surprise. The direction is exquisite. A talky picture has been transformed into something visually arresting and at times extremely disturbing. The 106-minute runtime flew past without my even noticing because the picture works. Every single thing clicks together such that you're so invested in the character you find yourself living with them. Secondly, the performances from Sebastian Stan and Adam Pearson are phenomenal. It's the kind of work that transcends the disfigurement, both real and the makeup, and establishes both men as talents well and truly worthy of work in film. God willing, a role like Tyrion Lannister arises for Pearson to sink his teeth into and open up many new opportunities for him. You wouldn't think it, but there's also great humour to be found in A Different Man, with its cast of supporting characters who are all bizarre and at times genuinely funny. A suicide scene ended up making me laugh aloud as it involved a distinctly New York sensibility in which everyone is bickering and completely unfazed by the seriousness of the situation. Finally, the A Different Man title is designed so that A, D, and M lay atop each other, producing the word Adam, which I thought was a very nice touch, though maybe unintentional, as Adam means earth or soil. To me, that helped emphasize that this is a film about man's fundamental nature, but maybe I'm reading too much into it. A Different Man is one of the best films I've seen all year. It does everything The Substance attempted with far more sensitivity and intellect, and it's quite astonishing that both movies came out so close together. It's a perfect takedown of self-loathing, where one loses everything by refusing to accept who they are. Thanks for watching.
Like you, but you're not yourself.
Let's just all start being honest with ourselves, our friends.